Online learning. Since COVID-19 made its very unsolicited visit into our lives, virtual platforms have emerged as life jackets, keeping our social interactions afloat. Online learning has become the order of the day, and now, a year since our departure from crowded classrooms and chalk scratching on boards, isn't it time for a revaluation? With this in mind, the Policy Center and Gender Lab conducted an online survey to assess the challenges of online learning, which saw an enthusiastic response from over 400 participants. A brief look into the outcomes of the survey.
Let me set the context by providing you a glimpse into the details of the respondents, including their academic category and their residential statuses. A majority of the respondents recognize themselves as female, giving the entire survey a feminine bias. Approximately 85% of the respondents categorize themselves within the age group of 18 to 25 years, and most respondents identified themselves as undergraduate students or school students, thus enabling us to look into answers among those who were the most impacted by online learning. More than half of the respondents to the survey came from urban areas, indicating the increased availability of technology to the population of urban areas. Conversely, respondents from the rural areas constituted only 15.8% of the respondents. A significant number of respondents had completely shifted to the online mode of education, but only a quarter of them use online platforms to attend classes, while a third of them utilize online mode only to obtain the course materials. A considerable number of respondents also stated to have had no prior online learning experience. Most of the respondents use mobile phones followed by laptops for accessing online classes. However, the digital divide was made clear when it came to the question of internet connectivity. Very few respondents had access to high-speed and reliable internet connectivity, whereas the majority of the respondents reported having a moderate to strong internet connectivity, which was often erratic and undependable.
The second outcome of the survey was instrumental in assessing the efficiency of online learning. The parameters used included accountability of students, quality of education, promotion of a sense of community, accessibility, convenience, promotion of participation, meeting individual learning requirements, and enabling effective communication. By analyzing these factors, we could clearly see that offline learning was preferred over online learning by an overwhelming majority of respondents. The survey also tried to develop a perspective on the various aspects of the online learning experience. It is imperative to note that only a mere 22% of the respondents claimed that they were completely satisfied with the online learning experience. 36% also went on to point out that their ability to be productive was severely curtailed by a lack of productive environment at home. An overwhelming majority also criticized the increased screen time and added that the burden of household chores was contributing to further exhaustion. Furthermore, there was also a negative trend in the motivation of students in online learning. However, it is imperative to note that a good majority of respondents agreed that because of online classes, they had more free time, which could be used for activities like hobbies and internships, and this was leading to skill acquisition and recreation.
Now, let me bring your attention to outcome 3 of our survey, in which we sought insights from our respondents. The question about how far the home environment facilitated their learning process received mixed responses, and respondents to a large extent revealed their dissatisfaction with the virtual setup. The reasons cited remained similar, such as digital divide, lack of interaction and motivation, and disturbances at home. But on the other hand, our respondents also detailed the benefits they received out of online learning, deeming them to be safe, convenient, accessible, and a major cause of improvement in our digital literacy. We were also able to identify the drawbacks associated with online learning that are a cause of concern. The nature of monotonous classes, absence of hands-on experience, lack of clarity, and increasing mental health issues are the challenges being constantly faced by our respondents. Complementing our leanings, we found that 68.7% of our respondents preferred in-class learning to online learning. In the culmination of our survey, we sought suggestions and opinions from our participants. Common suggestions included call for adoption of provisions like bridging the digital divide, shortening of the duration of online classes, frequent break times during lectures, and measures to shift to in-class learning in a post-pandemic setting.
Thus, through the survey, we realized that while online learning is the only choice we are left with, we can certainly work upon making these facilities better and more accessible while ensuring the mental and physical well-being of the users. As they say, necessity leads to invention and discontent leads to progress. Let's choose progress. To look into the whole report, please visit our blog. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching and see you next Thursday for more learning and unlearning.